I've been getting a lot of revelation today about a lot of stuff, personal, private. I'm on my way to work. I still have to get to the bank. There's a bank issue right now, so I got to handle. But how do I say this? Okay, so like back in 2006, 2007, when I really started walking with the Lord like full time, and my ministry started and everything, I had some people in the Catholic Church. It was a charismatic mass with adoration and everything. And these people, I've never seen them again after that. They're probably angels. This woman and her husband. The husband could speak in tongues, but he couldn't interpret. And the woman, and they're both Catholic, could interpret the tongues, but couldn't speak in them. So I'm going to give you the abridged version because I got to get to the bank. Long story short, these people end up praying over me after I was slain in the spirit, which I didn't really believe could happen, especially in the Catholic Church, until it happened to me. I stood in front of the monstrance and I went flying backwards on the floor, and I was like, whoa, what was that? And it was an amazing evening of prophecies and all kinds of stuff. Well, during the hands-on, the laying of hands and the speaking in tongues, the woman told me everything that I had prayed in my heart to the Lord about in my room. She also knew exactly what I had asked the Lord. I had asked the Lord for some specific things, and she knew that parts of the Bible that I had read before going to Mass. And the Lord had said yes to all of my requests. I asked him to give me wisdom like Solomon, but not for myself, but to advance his kingdom and lead many souls to him. And he said, yes, you shall have it. Only because you could have asked me for anything, he said, but you asked for my glory and honor and kingdom's advancement, so you shall have it. The other thing I asked him is I saw a comparison between me and David from the Bible, and how David's family treated him like nothing but a little sheep herder, and yet God used him to slay Goliath and made him a king and everything. So I said, Lord, I'm like David. Can you make me another David? And then he said yes. And then I said, Lord, what is your will, plan, and purpose for my life? I said, I need to know because I want to get on about doing it. And he said, you're going to lead many souls to me. And then I asked him, I said, Lord, turn me from a Saul to a Paul. I said, because I saw what you did with St. Paul, and he murdered your Christians. I mean, he wasn't even a Christian at first. He was a murderer. I am not even that bad, but I'm pretty bad, but not that bad. I said, so Lord, can you turn me from a Saul to a Paul? And he said, yes, you shall have it. Then all of a sudden, the lady said, close your eyes. And she's like, what do you see? The Lord's going to show you something. And I'm like, I don't see anything. It's dark. And then all of a sudden, I saw red, the color red. And she's like, okay, good. That's exactly what I wanted you to see. She's like, what does red symbolize to you? And then immediately I'm like thinking about my car, because I had a red car at the time, right? A red Mustang that I loved. And she said, no. She's like, think harder. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. I'm seeing a barn. I'm seeing a farm and a barn. And she's like, exactly. And what do you do on a farm? And I'm like, you grow things. She's like, exactly. And she's like, and I'm like, well, I don't understand. What are you trying to say? She goes, the Lord is saying that you're going to sow many seeds of faith and reap a harvest for him. And I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. The barn disappeared, and I'm seeing something I can't explain. It was, I told her I'm seeing a piece of material, a piece of cloth, and it was this weird shimmery, like velvety, shimmery crimson color, like a wine, like a burgundy, like a candy apple red. It was weird. And she was like, yes. She's like, oh, Stephen. She goes, do you know what that is? And I'm like, no, what is it? She goes, and I started crying, and she started crying. She goes, Jesus is wrapping his cloak around you, and he's crowning you. He's got a major mission for you. And I started bawling my eyes out because I'm so unworthy, and I'm like, why would he use me? I'm so unworthy. Well, anyway, why am I telling you this story? There's another one right there. Because the past months, all of a sudden, including one of my patients, I keep seeing cars. This new color that came out is this burgundy, shiny, sparkly, wine-colored color. It's almost annoying because there's so many cars all of a sudden that have this color. And I keep seeing them everywhere. And I just asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, are you trying to show me something? Because I just saw 20 just now as I'm making this video. Why do I keep seeing, why does this keep sticking out to me? Is it just because it's red? But it's not red. It's a specific kind of red. It's the red. And then it came to me today. It's the red that I saw in the vision, and that's why I first saw my red car years ago in the vision, and then it turned into a barn, and then it turned into this piece of material. Jesus' Sacred Heart color. It's the color of his sash, his cloak. It's red. It's like a velvety red. It's the color of these cars that just came out this year. And this is not by chance. This means that God is really, in the supernatural, this color is important. It's no coincidence that this color of red came out this year and is so popular, because it's God's last chance of divine mercy. He wants mercy. He poured his blood out for us. It symbolizes the Sacred Heart of Jesus, divine mercy. Mercy's running out. It's like last call to take advantage of his mercy, right? Sorry, I'm trying to... the phone was stuck. So not only that, it's the miracle hour right now. Divine mercy. I didn't even know it was 3 o'clock. It's the miracle hour. See, this is what I'm saying. And I felt like I needed to make this video. It's his blood. It's his mercy. He's calling people to his Sacred Heart, to take refuge in his Sacred Heart and to trust in his mercy. Because if you miss this opportunity, you're done. Things are happening now. We're speeding up. You need his divine mercy. So it's making sense. It's like, wow, God uses things in this physical realm to, and I'm like, all these years later, I have been waiting for this. What is this mission I have to do? What am I going to do that's so important for the Lord? And look at this guy. I don't know if you saw the color of his turban and the truck right there. All the same color. All right, anyway, I can't get away from it. It's like, so anyway, so he's trying to show me my ministry is beginning. I am about to go into something. I have something. He told me I had some major mission for him. I still don't know how. It's not my business to know how or what it is, but I do know that I'm going to lead many souls to him somehow, that I have a big mission, some big ministry is about to start in my life. And I'm being told this by other people praying lately. Prophets, ministers, they're like, Steve, it's about to begin. Get ready. It's about to begin. I'm like sitting here, my life, I just had a heart attack. My life is a mess. And they're like, don't focus on the storm. Focus on Jesus. Don't worry about that. Satan is trying to keep you down, and Jesus is trying to get you ready for something. That's why all these attacks. That's why everybody left your life. But has the Lord abandoned you? No. Do you deserve his mercy? No. Does he not give you money when you need it? A home? Even if it's not yours? He's giving you everything you need. You just have to be quiet and wait on him. It's about to begin. And I'm sensing this today because I was praying and I felt really sorrowful for my sins. And I'm like, Lord, what is going on? Like, all these promises that I've heard all these years are not happening. Look at me. How can you use a wretch like me? I'm not going to make it. And then all of a sudden it's like download a boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, connected the dots. I got it. That's what that color's for. That's why it's so significant. I remember that vision. I remember what you said in 2007 when I was 27 years old. And I just didn't realize it was going to take so long before. When God gives you a promise or a mission in life, sometimes it takes 20, 40 years before it happens. He has no time. So all this time, this past 20 years, it was getting ready for this. And so now it's beginning. And it's the end times, and so now he's going to do something, I have a feeling, with me. I probably end up in martyrdom and persecution, God forbid, but in the meantime, and then I just prayed before I left to go to work. I said, Lord, I started crying, and I said, Lord, I feel like I need to ask you this. I'm getting these ideas in my head. When I was in the shower, I couldn't turn it off. It's like I'm seeing all these visions and ideas. Is this from you, or is it my own ego? I said, Lord, so I got on my knees, and I said, Lord, if this is from you, please let it be. If it's not, take it away. I said, but I really feel I need to do this for you. I really feel like I need to somehow publicly go out and preach to the nation somehow by some platform that you'll provide. I want to tell people my entire life story. Everything, even the things. There's another red car. Look at that. You see that? It's the same color. It's like, there's another one. Like, guys, you can't even make it up. Like, it's everywhere. And it's like, boom, boom, little, okay. I have to tell people stuff that I think is going to heal many people. It's going to aggravate and anger a lot of people. It's going to really piss off the devil. But I think, especially for the gay community, they're going to need to hear some things that they're not going to like. But I think many will be pulled out of that lifestyle when they do hear things. So I have got a lot of stuff that people don't know. When people ask me why I'm so weird and socially awkward, why I'm so passionate about this, why I'm so anti-LGBT, There are things that my family doesn't know, that my therapists don't know, that I don't want people to know that happened to me in my life, okay? I have been living with things that I thought I could just forget about and forgive and move on and leave it. But you know what? There's another red car. This is like, I think that people need to know, because I guarantee these things happen to many people. And especially in the LGBT community, which is why they turn to drugs and alcohol and sex and all. This is Satan's in. I found the open door into people's souls, and it starts very young, and that's why they're corrupting our youth in kindergarten now. They're getting them then, because that's when he got me. And I didn't understand this. I understood it, but my family wasn't religious. They weren't spiritual. They didn't realize that the things they did opened the doors to our family for the devil to come right in. They were doing stuff, Freemasonry, witchcraft, Ouija board. There's another red car. Same color. I'm onto something here. These people didn't know that they were dabbling with things that were going to affect me. I'm the only one left to carry out the Dinello name. I'm the last boy, the only boy in the family. There's stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. God had a plan. That's why I've always been so weird. Even as a child, that's why I was always able, before I could even speak, to understand what people were talking about. I always wanted to be with elderly people and adults. I hated being around kids. I couldn't communicate and think like kids. I was ahead of them. I always saw ghosts and demons. I thought I was going insane. I cannot tell you how many times I was in and out of psychiatrist offices. I have a clean bill of health. It's supernatural. People need to understand that we are in multiple dimensions, but you cannot see without spiritual eyes they're none of our business right now. This is where God has us right now while we are humans. Later on, there's all different levels of heaven and hell and all that stuff. That's not for us to worry about right now. We got to get through this. And that's why Jesus tries to say, keep it simple. Me. Focus on me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The Lord, not me, but you know what I'm saying. And people, there's a lady wearing that color. Okay. It's about God. And so we don't need to have all the answers to the Bible and everything. He gave us enough because our human minds cannot comprehend. It will overload. It's not a huge rocket science deal to be a Christian. It's simple. Here it is. I spelt it out for you. I came down from my throne in heaven. I came into a body. I suffered and died for you. I paid the price. This is the commandments I give you. Just do this and don't worry about anything else. You're asking too many questions. You're not God. You don't think like me, he said. You don't know my thoughts or my ways. Just obey, and I'm not asking you to obey because I'm some kind of, legalistic control freak. I'm telling you because for your own good as a father, obey me. Not because I want to control you, but because you have to, because you're going to be in danger if you don't. That's what I meant by that. I'm not trying to be legalistic and throw you into hell. I'm saying that here's the rules. Please obey them, because if you don't, bad things are going to happen. And I can lose you, and I don't want to lose you. He's a father. Yes, he is a just judge, but he's also very merciful, and he keeps coming as a merciful Savior first. That's why he keeps shedding his blood on the cross for us, and he's giving us divine mercy. So anyway, this is going overboard. All I know is please pray for me, because I know he's about to do something in my life. I don't know what it is. It's none of my business, but I have a feeling it's going to be huge. And if it is what I prayed about today, then the entire world is going to know who Steve Dinello is, and a lot of them are going to hate me. Probably try to take me out. A lot of them are not good. They're going to think I'm a kook. I might lose a lot of more friends and family. Oh, well. My family, sorry, your secrets are going to have to be revealed, because I'll leave names out, but I'm not trying to, throw people's dirty laundry out there. But this is all part of what made me the man I am today, and why I have the problems I have and everything. It certainly does affect you psychologically. It is very important that you go back and you realize. That's why I went to psychotherapy, because it goes back to your childhood and tries to figure out what went wrong, where did things happen, why are you the way you are. And today was like an open revelation of all these things that I never thought affected me. And I'm like, wow. So all right, I'll just tell you, all right, and I'm not going to get into details right now, but I've been raped by women and men over the years. I was bawling my eyes out today because I did not want to have to tell the world my business. I am embarrassed. I don't like it. It's shameful. It makes me feel less of a man. I've been abused. I've had date rape drugs. I've been abused by people growing up. There was all kinds of stuff. It gives me trust issues. It makes it hard in relationships with women and stuff. And every woman I've ever fell in love with cheated on me or hurt me or left me or damaged me or used me. And so that's not helping. And being the youngest boy in a family of women, my father was absent because he was working and seeing my stepmother on the side. And, you know, my real mother was in and out of psych wards, and she was an alcoholic, and it was just a nightmare. And suicide attempts. Finally, the fourth time she killed herself, I got blamed for that one. I had to carry that weight most of my life. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff that I have gone through. And when I looked at my life, I'm like, Lord, how did I even survive all this? I mean, I have gone through so many things that most people never have to experience in their life. I don't know how I didn't lose my mind. Some people think I did. Or killed myself a long time ago, which I tried years ago. He stopped it every time, miraculously. I'm not going to get into details now. I mean, I have gone through the ringer. And I continue to go through the ringer. And then on top of social issues and family issues and worldly issues that we all have to deal with, and health issues, I've had to deal with the demonic realm and attacks like Padre Pio since I was a child to present day, which a lot of people except my confessors and spiritual directors don't really know about, because only those people in the church believe me. So you don't know me, and I try so hard to reveal a lot about myself so I said, Lord, what am I supposed to do with all this? Why did you put me through all this? Like, why did you allow this? What is the point? Why all the generational curse falling on me, the lineage, everything falls on me? Why? What did I do? Well, even as a child, I opened up doors, not realizing, participating with my sisters in Ouija boards, with my friends, stuff like that. I really opened up doors. And apparently, even as a child, even beyond the age of reason, there's certain laws. And if you dabble with stuff, you reap the consequences, even if you don't know what you're doing. Jesus said, my people perish out of ignorance. That's what he meant. There's so much we don't know. And we're doing all these things. We don't even realize we're opening up doorways to demons that will stay and oppress you your entire life. They'll affect your health, your mind, your sexual orientation, whatever. And they'll keep sending people in your life to abuse you, to trick you, there's so much revelation. My brain almost exploded. It's like, I got to get this out. I could write books. I need to find a platform where I can go on TV and do a show or segments and just reveal my story from conception to present day. People are not going to believe it, but you know what? I'm not going to lie before God. It is true. Take it or leave it. But I think that in these experiences lie the answers to many people's questions, and a lot of you out there have gone through similar things, and you just didn't realize that it was of the devil and demonic realm. You did, maybe because you don't believe, you don't have faith, I don't know. Maybe you didn't realize how much it was affecting you, why you're struggling to be holy to this day. There's so much I have to tell you guys. I'm not holy either. But I'm trying. I try so hard. I beat myself up, and I'm like, Lord, what is the malfunction here? Why? What is this? And finally today was like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, wow, how much I forgot, or maybe tucked away and didn't want to remember or think about. Like, I was just trying to get ready for work, and all of a sudden it's like, finally, eyes open, boom, boom, boom. And it's like revelation. Well, why didn't you show me that when I had a therapist years ago? I could have told her. It might have made sense. It wasn't time. People need to know why they're a drug addicted, why they're alcohol addicted, why they're sex addicted, why they're gay, why they're all these things. It is not us. Before I end this video, I want you to know God didn't do this to you and I. He did not create you this way, and you did not do this to yourself. I have lived with this shame for my whole life of taking all the responsibility for everything I've done wrong in my life. And I thought it was me. And my family made me think it was me because they're ignorant, godless people. And other people picked on me from 1st grade all the way to 12th grade. I mean, I've been just made to feel, and anytime I went to somebody for a relationship, for love, for solace, for comfort, they hurt me. They abused me. They took advantage of me. They used my body, and they left me. Like, do you know the damage that just keeps piling up and piling up? And instead of, we don't know we need healing from it, so we keep going back into it, asking for more, because we don't know why we're going into it for this, why we're putting up with abusive relationships, why we're seeking this. Because, and when it comes down to abase pleasures like sex, sometimes for people like me, that's the only joy we get. Isn't that sad? We're supposed to be Christians with the joy of the Lord, and the only pleasure we have, whether it's drugs or masturbation or sex or whatever, that kind of instant gratification of the flesh is the only thing we know. It's a temporary dose of happiness. It keeps your mind off of all this baggage for a little while. Another red car. And then you need more and more and more until you fix the problem. And we don't know what the problem is. And it's like, what is causing this? I need the root cause, because nobody wants to be addicted to anything. Nobody in their mind wants to go to hell. Nobody wants to rebel against God. We don't wake up and say, woo, how many sins could I make today to irritate the Lord so I can certainly... No, but we keep doing it, and we don't know why we do. Like St. Paul said, he said, I do what I hate and not what I do what I know I shouldn't do, and I don't do what I know I should. And, it's like he struggled with it. So I don't try to sin, but I'm so good at it. And if I wanted to be evil, I could be a serious evil force to be reckoned with. And I don't like to say that, but I mean it. Like, I don't even want to think about that side. I try to repress it. If I ever chose to switch teams, and this is why the Lord is battling for our souls, because he knows how easily we could be really wretchedly evil real quickly. Even though you're really up to here in holiness, you can fall down that hill and start all over again and be real bad. So we have to keep fighting. That's what St. Paul kept saying. He said, keep running your race. Don't get up. Keep getting up. Every time you fall, get up. Fall, get up. If Satan knocks you down, get up. Just get up. Don't stay down. Keep getting up. Jesus will come eventually, or you're going to die. As long as you die standing up, you're up there. If Jesus returns before you die, you're good. Don't stay down. That's the layman's terms of it. Everybody's going through stuff, and especially, I was born in 1980, and I have seen this world change for the worse so fast. I've seen technology we didn't even have pagers when I was born, and all of a sudden we had pagers, cell phones. I mean, things have just... I know we're in the end times. I'm seeing what the Bible is putting down, and it's like boom, 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 and he's speeding up time. There's another red car. Like, come on, that's like number 32 now. It's not coincidence, because it's the same color. It's not just red, different colors red. It's the same crimson color. Anyway, this is how God works with me. He shows you things. It's like he's leading. He's like, yes, you're getting it now. You're getting it now. I have to be a minister somehow. I have to tell the world what happened to me. I have to tell them what I did to cause some of the things. I have to tell the world what my family did, unbeknownst to them, that did this to me, without them even realizing. Parents have to understand that their children are affected by what they do. Even, the sins of the family fall on the other generation. It's in the Bible, but we can stop it. Once you realize where the leak is, you can plug it. You can get Satan out. We have to figure out how he's getting in. And I think I know now. And sometimes his in is that your wound can't heal because you don't even know it's there, or you don't know how to heal it, or what's causing the wound. And when you get to the deep root of it, he's out. So this is a lot to do with spirit. It's mostly spiritual, but it also has to affect you psychologically. And so, guys, there's hope. God's not stupid. He doesn't want to send us to hell. He knows we're dealing with a lot of stuff and we don't understand. And he knows we need him. So that's why he came up with the mercy at the end times. Divine mercy. He's like, listen, at least just plead constantly for my divine mercy so I can cover you. I will not turn anyone away who comes to me. Plead for my divine mercy. Do the chapel of divine mercy. I will cover you. I get it. I understand, because this generation, this final generation of the end times, you guys have it so much harder than any generation in the past 2,000 years did. Satan is in full swing now. He's corrupting you before you're even born, and he's already got it out for you because he's got a short time. So God is patient and merciful, and that's why he's not killing us all off now. He could just throw an asteroid now and end it all. He's giving us more time because he knows that we don't understand what's happening. We don't want to be bad. We don't want to be gay. We don't want to be drug addicts. We don't understand. And he knows that. So he's saying, listen, but you would understand if you follow me. If you read my book, if you really cry out to me with your heart, I will show you. I am here, but I cannot violate your free will. Satan will try, but I'm not him. You must come to me on your own, and I will reveal all things to you, and you'll be on the path. If you do not, I cannot do anything about that. I've told you, and I've told you. He's got people like me all over the world constantly preaching Jesus, Jesus. There's a reason for that. We're not stupid. We're not trying to put a bandage on a bullet wound. We're not kooks. This is legit. It's hard to believe that. It was hard for me to believe that. But there's another red car. So I'm just saying, guys, there's so much, this runs so deep and there's so little time to investigate all these layers and figure it out. Just grab onto Jesus' arm now. His hand is out there. Take it. Because you don't have enough time to go back 20, 30, 40 years to figure out everything now. It doesn't matter. God knows it all. He knew before you. He knew what was going to happen before you were even born. All you need to do is connect with him now, where you're at, and move forward with him. And don't look back. He said it how many times in the Bible? Put both hands on the plow and don't look back. He says it multiple times. There's a reason for that. You cannot keep looking back. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be tempted by the things of your past. Keep your eyes on Christ and move forward. Not left nor right. Just keep on moving. Grab his hand and go. It doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter. Repent, ask for forgiveness, and forget it. Satan's going to keep bringing it up. He's going to keep bringing it up. He's going to keep you trapped that way. Don't listen to him. That's how we get trapped and keep him in our life. You cut him off and say, that's already been covered by the blood. It's done. I confess it. Goodbye. I repented. I meant it with my heart. I might fall again, but I'm not going to let you tempt me to fall again. You're going to have to come up with new stuff. But that's it. And God really means that. When it's done, he forgets it and he removes it from him as far as the east is from the west. There's hope for everybody. Some people saying, oh, gay people, homosexuals, bisexuals, whatever, they don't have a chance. Nonsense. God knew what was going to happen to the human race. He knew Satan's tactics. We didn't. We're thrown in the mix and this is just happening. This is coming to me now. God is getting tired of being blamed for stuff he didn't do. We have a grudge in our heart, whether we realize it or not, towards God. Why did you let this person die? Why did you let my son be crippled? Why is this happening to me? Why did you let me be gay? Why am I... Enough. It's not God. He set things in motion. He set there's the car color again. Okay? He set certain things in motion. He gave us rules to protect us. We didn't listen. That's just what happens. But he doesn't leave it there. He gives us a chance to say, okay, over and over and over. If you keep coming back, you keep repenting, I will by no means turn you away. Just keep coming back and try to stop falling. But if you fall, get up. He doesn't leave or forsake you ever. We leave him every time we turn our back and don't believe or we go and commit a sin. That's us leaving him. But he's always there waiting. And he'll take you back time and time again as long as you come back. But if you don't, you're toast. That's your fault. Why would you want to turn down a chance to escape the flames of hell when he's so eagerly willing to give it? It's not his fault. He didn't design you gay or a drug addict or whatever. This is original sin. It's family, familiar, lineage sin, curse that comes down through the bloodline, all these things. He knows what we're facing. But he still expects us with him. You can't do it without him, and that's the problem. We're trying to do it without him. We're trying to go to therapists and psychologists. They're just other humans with their own problems. They need therapists too. You need Jesus, first and foremost. He can work through other people, but you need him first. Only God can change your heart. Only God can help you. You cannot do this on your own. It was meant to be done with him. He knows that. He's not left us here to just figure it out on our own and say, I hope you make it. Good luck. And man, you guys, we're running out of time. You're in the end times and Satan's really more powerful now than ever. So I hope you make it. But, no. He knows, and so he's going to give you more grace. That's what he meant when he said, where sin abounds, my grace much more abounds. Because he knows that sin is caused by how bad the world is and how much evil is tempting people. So he's going to give you even more measure of grace to combat that level of temptation. We don't know this. We don't realize it. We just see the world getting worse and worse, and it's harder and harder to stay out of sin. And God's got it covered. He just needs you to understand that. Don't forget that. 2,000 years ago, people were all modest and wearing sheets. I mean, it was easier to be holy. It was just a way of life for most people. And they still had terrible sins. But now, Everybody's basically just wearing painted on clothes, lust. I mean, things are so much harder in these last days as he warned they would be. But he did not leave us defenseless. He said, where sin abounds, my grace will much more abound. You got to take it. You're going to need it. You're going to need the full armor. It is harder for you people in these end times than it was for my Christians before you. Every generation gets worse, but I understand that, and that's why I'm more merciful, because I know what you're dealing with. It is very hard to be holy in this world. Harder than your parents had it. Harder than their grandparents had it. Do you think God doesn't know that? But he's still with us, and he's like, listen, I will never change, and my word will never change, and my commandments will never change. That will remain the same until the end, for all eternity, actually. So just go back to the commandments. Just go back to what I said from the beginning 2,000 years ago. I know the world changed, and I know that the world's going to tell you that doesn't matter anymore. Oh, that's all hocus pocus. We've grown past that. We're smarter now. No. It never changes. It's still there's another red car. It's still the formula for success. You can't do it any other way. And so go back to Jesus and the commandments that were established when he came here 2,000 years ago. That is still the answer to this day. Don't let the world around you and the devil make you think otherwise. Oh, we don't believe in Jesus anymore. All that, we've proven that. That's debunked. That's superstition. No. That's what's happening. People don't realize. That is the answer. It's always been the answer. Jesus and his commandments. It's the way, the truth, and the life. There is no other way. And no other religion, and you can prove this. I've studied many different religions. No other religion has those commandments, the way, the truth, and the life. Nothing compares with what Jesus said. What God planned from the beginning. Nothing. That is how you know he's the one true God. It works. It works scientifically. It works mathematically. It works biologically. It works astronomically. Every way it works. No other religion has the completeness that Christianity has. And it's simple. All these other religions leave it up to you to try to figure out, oh, I got to transcend to another thing. I got to live multiple lives. I got to be all these, come on, all this new age garb. It's just fog to confuse you. Jesus is a no BS God. He said, look, here it is. Boom, boom, boom. I spelt it out for you. I walked it out myself first. Just follow me. Here's the commandments. This is the way. It's narrow and hard, yes, but it's only narrow and hard because the world is so difficult and it's making it hard for you to follow it. But it's still the truth. So he spelt it out. He made it simple, short, and sweet. We, as humans, make it such a big deal because we keep trying to change it and go and have gray areas and go off in different things and make it something it's not. No. It's like when you're trying to bake a cake. Every time I try to add ingredients or do it differently, I mess up the recipe. If I would just follow the directions, it would come out awesome. But I always got to try to be creative and do things my own way or make shortcuts, and then it tastes like garbage in the end. That's the recipe. Jesus says, here's the commandments. Here's what I say. Keep your eyes on me. Do what I say. Do not deviate left or right. Do not go back. Do not stop. Keep moving forward. This is the way, the truth, and the life. It's very simple. I spelled it out for you. Here's the commandments. This is the way to heaven. That's it. Stick to the recipe. All right? I got to go. God bless.